The engines are silent now, but the war never really ended. Sepang 2015 wasn't just a race. It was the spark that torched every bridge between two dynasties. Marc Marquez didn't declare war that day. Valentino Rossi did. And now, a decade later, the man who was betrayed is the one holding out his hand, while the one who ignited the storm, still pretending it never rains. Let's get something straight. Marc Marquez never wanted this fight. He wanted respect. He gave respect. He even idolized Rossi in his early days. But when the doctor spun the narrative into some conspiracy of sabotage, Marquez didn't react with rage. He reacted like a king. He dominated, silently, relentlessly, with a smile sharper than a blade. Catalunya 2016, the first attempt at peace. Let's rewind to that summer day. They shook hands. The whole world gasped like it saw peace in the Middle East. But Rossi? That was just optics. Nothing changed. The grudge was deep. The roots wrapped around his ego like chains. By 2018, Rossi was still dragging that ancient war into a new season. Marquez made contact in Argentina. He went straight to Rossi's box to apologize. Rossi didn't even open the door. No handshake, no dialogue, just silence wrapped in arrogance. You can hate Marquez, you can boo him at Mugello, but he came to explain. Did Rossi ever apologize for Sepang? For accusing a 22-year-old of throwing away his races to help another rider win the title? No, not once. Let's call it what it is. Rossi built a lie, fed it to the media, and walked away while Marquez was left to burn. The brutal maturity of Marc Marquez. Marc isn't that angry kid anymore. He's still fast, but now he's smarter than ever. Watch his interviews now. Calm, measured, sharp as hell. He praises Bezzecchi, says he's faster than me in some sectors. That's not humility, that's control. Psychological warfare masked in respect. What this really means is he knows exactly how dangerous he is, and he wants you to underestimate him. He's chasing history. Rossi's 7 Premier Class titles? Marquez says that's possible, but 89 race wins? He laughs and says, that might be too much. And every journalist nods like it's wisdom. But deep down, every real MotoGP fan hears the sarcasm in his breath. Because if anyone can hit 90, it's the man who dragged a dislocated shoulder across a championship. Rossi's grip on the academy, crumbling. You want to know what hurts Rossi the most? That his own academy boys now respect Marc Marquez more than they fear him. Once upon a time, if you wore VR46 yellow, you hated Marc on principle. Today, ask Marco Bezzecchi, who heard Marquez call him faster in sectors. Who said racing Marquez was like trying to cage a lion. Ask the Paddock, they'll tell you. Respect isn't inherited, it's earned. And Marc's been stacking trophies while Rossi's been stacking grudges. The Acosta angle, Rossi's silent assassin? Let's talk Pedro Acosta, the next golden boy. But whose golden boy is he really? Carlo Pernat dropped the grenade when he said Rossi sees Acosta as the weapon to stop Marquez from reaching 10. Why? Because Rossi knows deep down that if Marquez hits 10, his legacy gets dethroned. And if you think that's just gossip, look at how Rossi's media machine elevates Acosta and sidelines Marquez. Every young prodigy is the next Rossi, but the guy still on the track breaking bones and breaking records? He gets muted praise or radio silence. Marc Marquez ain't stupid. He sees the setup. He knows Rossi isn't done fighting. He's just fighting through proxies now. The 2025 Ducati era, a red tornado named Marc. Let's fast forward to today. Marc is on a factory Ducati, the monster machine. He's still not at 100% comfort with it. And yet, he's already winning, already breaking the rhythm, already making Pecco Bagnaia sweat bullets in his sleep. And how does Marquez act? Does he pound his chest? No. He praises his rivals. He says things like, everyone is fast, the level is crazy. But when the lights go out, he hunts. Cold, clean, clinical. Just ask Sachsenring 2025. He waited until the final laps and then executed every overtake with the accuracy of a sniper. That's the real Marquez. The assassin wrapped in grace, the gangster wrapped in calm. Rossi's legacy, still great, but dented. Nobody's denying what Valentino did. He built a global brand. He made the sport bigger. He inspired millions. But here's the thing. He also poisoned his own legacy by refusing to grow up. After 2015, all he had to do was sit down with Marc and talk. The cameras didn't even need to be there. Just two warriors hashing out the blood. But Rossi didn't want peace. He wanted dominance. Even in retirement, he wants to be the sun every other star orbits around. And yet, Marc Marquez became a black hole. He bends the universe. He controls the headlines. And now, the same journalists who once worshipped Rossi, they're starting to question. Why hasn't Rossi responded to Marquez's peace offer? Where it's all going, the final battle? Here's what scares Rossi the most. Marquez doesn't need him anymore. He tried peace. He tried maturity. Now, he's just focused on winning. And guess what? He's going to catch that 10th title, with or without a handshake. So where is this going? It's going toward a future where the next generation doesn't idolize the man who threw a grudge fit in 2015. They're going to idolize the one who got up from every crash, shook every hand, even if it wasn't shaken back, and kept racing like death was chasing him. They'll remember the stats, sure, but more than that, they'll remember the man who said, "I was always ready. It's not only up to me." Final words. Peace was never the problem. Marc Marquez didn't just offer peace. He offered closure. He did it in Catalonia. He did it in Argentina. He did it in interviews. And every single time, Rossi said no, either in silence or in salt. Now Marc's done trying. He's letting his lap times speak. He's letting Ducati red paint the final chapters of this war. Rossi? He's still pretending that 2015 was some noble battle. But history won't be fooled. History watches winners, and history never forgets who kept fighting a ghost when the real war was already over. The OG didn't just fight back, he forgave, he moved on, he conquered. Rossi's still stuck in 2015. The peace was real, the war, manufactured. The legend was built. But the dynasty? It belongs to Marc Marquez now. Respect is earned. Marc earned it, over and over. Rossi just never had the stomach to accept it. Marc Marquez has moved on. He's matured, he's rising again, and he's building something that even 9 titles can't touch, a myth born from resilience. He has been the villain, the underdog, the champ, the broken, the rebuilder, and now the peacemaker. But a peacemaker with a kill switch on his right wrist. Meanwhile, Rossi stays frozen in a war only he remembers. He fuels Acosta to stop Marquez. He fuels silence while the world begs for unity. But time doesn't wait, and neither does Marc Marquez. We already uploaded the 2015 Decoding with True Facts, 2 parts out live on our channel out of 4 total. The 3rd will be live in days. Meanwhile, take care and have a good night, racers. See you in the Brno updates. This war's almost over. But peace? That was never the problem. The problem was always Rossi.